Hey folks, this is a new SDR receiver that just came in a couple days ago, and it's called a Malachite. You can look on eBay, Malachite, and you will see thousands of Malachites. The way I understand it, this thing was designed in Russia and copied by the Chinese. So most of what you see now on eBay is all Chinese versions of it. Basically, like no two of them are alike. I don't know. I don't know how many different factories they have making these things. Some of them have the controls instead of on the side, they got them on the front. Some of them are thumb wheels. Some of them are big, gigantic knobs like this. Uh, I think they all probably work basically the same. They are a pure SDR receiver. They cover from down in the very low end of VLF all the way up to about 200 megahertz. And supposedly there's an option you can download for $50 more that'll make it go up to 400. Look here on the back, there's a couple of speakers. Looks like a subwoofer and a tweeter. This thing has a foam core, and it's pretty nice. The sound quality is pretty good. And let me get a little more light on the subject here. But I really bought it for portable use. I was hoping to be able to take it with me, carry it to the bathroom or to the bedroom, and on a trip or whatever. And it comes with a little whip antenna. And right now I've got it's got an SMA connector on top here, and I've got this hooked to my in-fed half wave that covers, well, this is the 160 version now, but it covers everything. And so it works fine with that. Let me turn it on. You just push the button for a couple of seconds.
No, you didn't miss out on much. That's for sure. N4WDID.
Yeah, well, it was a lot of fun,
Yeah, this is a couple of guys talking on 160. As you can see, it'll show 160 kcs of the band, and it's touch screen. If you see something on here of interest, you can touch on it, and bang, you're there. So that's cool. Of course, it's got digital frequency readout up here, and you can change which segment varies when you turn the knob by just touching up here. As you can see now, it's on the 0.1. This is kilohertz. And tap it again, tap it. So you can just keep doing this all the way up to the megahertz segment. And then you can tap it again and go back to 10 cycles. That's pretty cool. It's got a built-in battery, and it's rechargeable. Shouldn't have to mess with it. It's got a little C-type port here, USB port for charging, and supposedly for uploading firmware, which, well, let me tell you, first of all, you'll notice that the brand is HF Circuit, which means nothing. SDR up here, that's about all it says. Doesn't say Malachite anywhere on it. Even back here, it says made in China. The case is plastic, and it's got some screws back here to hold it together. And that's a little risky to have speakers exposed like this, but there they are. So it's doing a really good job here. Now, if you go up on 40 meters, you'll find there's some intermod from the hit the band button right here. And you can select these saved memories. Like here's 40 meters, and we're on 40. Looks like some kind of a CW contest. Now it's got upper and lower sideband and AM and FM. It doesn't have a CW mode. So when you read your frequency, you're going to be off by whatever your side tone offset is. So this guy's really on 7028, but it shows 0.7. So here's 0 beat. So there's his actual frequency. And of course, he's 0 beat. So unfortunately for CW operators, that's the case. It's not too serious. It's got noise reduction. Let's see here. If I can do something with that. NR. Yeah, and that's adjustable in the menu. You can change the settings on it. Squelch, noise blanker, and so forth. It's got a menu. The clock and the screen brightness and stuff is right here. It's got something called hard right here, this wheel. And you go in there, it's got two things. You can reverse the direction of these two knobs over here. Encoder 1, encoder 2, which I don't know why you want to do that. But anyway, you can go down to antenna, change it from internal to external. That doesn't do anything. Preamp on and off. It seems to have a little effect, especially on the FM band. So then going back to the menu, you can go into the audio menu, and here you've got, this is noise blanker adjustments, AGC adjustments, noise reduction adjustments, squelch, and then RF gain. RF gain doesn't make much sense. If you go in there, you tap it, adjust it, it gets louder, of course, but you'll find that it's a little confusing. If you get up too high, it starts overloading, of course, just like most cheap receivers would. So up here you got your volume, your filter width, and this is really interesting. You tap your volume control, and the cursor goes under the filter, and on the left is the low side of the filter. It's set on 300, so you can turn that down to 0, and then tap it again. That takes your high in. There you go. So that gives us a little wider bandwidth. So it actually does pretty good on the big antenna. Of course, you can plug your headphones in here, or you can plug a set of powered computer speakers in, and it really sounds great. So if you're going to sit here at your desk with a big antenna, you got a pretty cool receiver. You could actually use this thing for having QSOs with on the hand bands, and FM. Let's see here. You hit the band button again, it gives you another set of memories that are saved. But I guess I held on when I get there. So anyway, it's pretty hot. And let's see, let's go down to the AM broadcast band. I think we go, yeah, right here.
Something. It can be this piece of art that we put inside of a glass thing, and we never even refer to it again. Man, remember back in the day?
And there's AM broadcast signals. And so there you go. Pretty neat. Now, here is what got me. If you put the telescopic antenna on here, like so, and pull it up all the way, guess what? There's nothing there. Now, I know I'm in a house, but, you know, any portable radio with any kind of antenna on it like this is going to still pick up great on AM. And yes, you can go in the menu and change from external to internal antenna. Doesn't do a thing. We can go to back up to the to the 40-meter band like this, and there's nothing. And we can go into the menu and turn up the RF gain. And let's see, let's bring the filter up wider. Oh, look at this stuff. See this? You know what that is? That's noise from the receiver. Internal noise. Put the antenna off. Voila. No antenna, garbage. So what I'm here to tell you is that with a telescopic antenna, you won't get anything. Now, I also tried a mini whip, which is a powered active antenna, and I plugged it in here, got about the same results. I could not even pick up a local AM station just miles away. Just nothing but garbage. It's pretty weird. So I joined the Facebook group for this Chinese Malachite radio and put out the question, does the telescopic antenna work? Well, they got some guys on there that's supposed to know what they're talking about. And I was told that, well, first thing you got to realize is that there's an optional board that's coming out. It's coming out soon, a circuit board. And I even saw a picture of it. It's covered with parts. And then there's a transformer to change this from 50 ohm impedance to a high impedance that they hope to come out with someday. Well, what's the chances of ever getting that? And how would you ever put a board in here? I don't know, but it's pretty loosey-goosey. Have no idea when that's ever going to happen. So you can forget about this thing being portable. It is not going to happen. The only thing you can get on it is FM, and it does good with that whip antenna. It does fine up on the FM broadcast band, but you can't get anything on AM or shortwave with a telescopic antenna. Very unfortunate, because that was just a dream to be able to walk around the neighborhood, look for noise and stuff with it. It would have been great. Oh well, it's $150, and I am going to send her back. You don't get any instruction manual with this. You don't even get a shred of paper. You open the box and it's the radio and the antenna, and that's all. And you really don't know how to use it until you just start playing with it. You can look for a manual, and you will find several manuals online, and they're all different. The menus they show are all different from what you've got. Even how to reset it is questionable. Mine came with the reset button down here, flipped to the left, and I had all kinds of problems, and I finally flipped it to the right, and she started working right. So good luck with the manual. There isn't really a company per se that you can go to download a manual that's correct. There's not even a model number on this thing. And like I said, it doesn't say Malachite anywhere. Then there's talk about firmware updates, but good luck figuring that out. I read where you got to take it apart, you got to solder a wire somewhere, you have to download 2 different softwares, hold this in, push that, count the 3, load this, load that, and if you don't do it exactly right, it's a brick. So, this thing is incomplete. It's an incomplete product as far as I'm concerned. It is, one of these days, it will be an excellent receiver to have. I would love it. I would love to have a portable receiver that I could carry around and do all these things with, and maybe someday that will happen. But for now, it's going to go back to Mr. Malachite somewhere, and I'll just have to wait it out. So there you go, folks. Thanks for watching, and take care.